Welcome to Country Fried Cletus, folks. Today we're going on a road trip up to Tennessee. We're going to bust some bass, and then we're going to turn it around, come back down to Georgia, and bust some more bass.
When I was 5 years old, my daddy bought me my first rod. By the time I was 9, got my first 10-pointer, and I felt the thrill. From then on out, it's been too darn hard just to keep me inside. Spend the day with me, and you'll see that I'm just another country fried. There ain't nothing wrong at all with being just another country fried.
That was awesome. Just trying to get country fried. I got the great opportunity to fish with Mr. Rogne Brown on Lake Chickamauga up in Tennessee. Chattanooga area. It's part of the Tennessee River system, but it's a great bass fishing lake. And it's just, Rogne is a well-known guy in the Chattanooga area. He's also good on Lake Guntersville. Pretty much in every lake he gets on, he's good. I'd never met the man before, but I heard great things about him. And boy, was I pleased when I did meet him. The man up in the front of the boat there is just that, the man on this lake. So it's gonna happen.
Oh, it should happen.
There we go. Oh, look.
Little
oh, that's right. That one wasn't camera worthy.
No, not
was
quite.
it? Keep in mind now, folks, I'd never met Rogne Brown face to face. We had talked on the phone some, we emailed some, and he has a presence about him that if you didn't know him, you'd think, God, he's pretty hard looking. Like he may be mean as a snake. I gotta tell you, look good on that hook set, Rogne. Woof, lean back into it.
I don't show him much mercy.
He's got a shaved bald head, big goatee, almost looks like the lead singer of a rock and roll band, if you will. But once you meet him and get to talk to him, nothing could be further from the truth. He is the nicest guy you'd ever meet, and he knows that lake and knows how to catch big, fat bass. That's Rogne Brown, the man, the myth, the legend. And so these bass, Rogne, they just, are they down in the grass? Or are they suspended over the grass? Or
in the mornings, they'll suspend up and roam around the top of it. Later in the day, they'll bury up in it. Some of them will move out in deeper water.
Okay.
At nighttime, they'll move up in shallower water and feed at night.
Right. If I was a bass, I'd be the meanest, baddest bass in the lake. I mean, I would.
You'd have all kinds of hook holes in
I
your mouth,
would.
wouldn't you?
I'd have all kinds of hooks in my mouth, holes in my head. I would. I would. But see, what these fish don't know is all we want to do is catch them and, take the picture or whatever, put them on film, and then drop them back in. I call it Billy Kidding the bass. I like to Billy Kid the bass. It's called Billy Kidding the bass because I don't want to kill the fish. Like Billy the Kid, before he used to shoot somebody, he'd say, I'll make you famous. I don't want to shoot him with my 6-shooter, nothing like Billy the Kid. All I want to do is take your picture, maybe put you on film, make you famous, like Billy the Kid said, then put you back in the drink. That's all I want. And if they just understood that, I'd probably catch more fish.
Right.
That's all I want to do with these bass. That's all I want to do. There you go. God, I was almost right up the boat, Rogne. Oh, that's good. That's a little bit better.
A little bit better fish.
A little bit better. Woo!
Oh, quick release.
That's right, it's the quick release. That's another solid hook set. About samurai sliced me in the face. Tell me who else come out here and fish some straight. I'll tell you who nobody would do. Well, Rogne. How deep is it?
6 feet.
Good.
Right there.
First cast. First cast. Hit that thing, didn't it? God, he swallowed that
thing. They're not shy to eat some big baits.
Bite him. There you go, Rogne.
Little skinny fella.
Huh?
Skinny for this lake.
He caught it.
Let's be on a diet.
He said, we're gonna bust one on this. I need to hit the weight room. God, that was awesome, Roger.
All right.
Thank you. Come on now. Trying to go under the boat, behind the boat. Come on over here, baby. Yeah, come on. Yay, here we go. We on the board, Roger. We on the board. Hey, a little chunker. Yeah, good chunk.
That's more what they look like, didn't help me.
Good chunk. They took my worm though, but that's all right. There we go. I can catch a fish or two every now and then. There you go. Say hello to the bassie. All right, back in the drink. Come on up, look at it. Woo! Now that bass wanted to be on camera, didn't he? That bass wanted to be on camera.
I think he said a few words before he went back down to you.
He said, go tell your friends. God. A little bit better fish.
A little bit better.
Get on up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God, you got pretty. Like half of them just footballs.
Yeah, they're fat.
There it is. There she blows. Bam! You gotta get right here, Roger. Get right here. Bam! Bam! You know your stuff, Roger. That's what ain't no doubt about it. Oh! Man, that thing hit it right here.
I was reeling it in.
God! They hit that jig. Dang! There's another classic. Football.
Chunky Chickamauga fish.
Chunky Chickamauga. Hey, Campbell should make a new flavored soup. Chunky Chickamauga. God, it sounds good.
Chunky Chickamauga.
Yeah, new Campbell's soup. Chunky Chickamauga. What chunks of bass in your soup?
There we go. There's a big something.
Woo! That fired me up. That ain't swim bait fire. Ah. Roger, that went through his nose hole. You think he's gonna have a tough time smelling stuff? This is the story of how a Good Friday turned into a Great Friday. I just started a new job, and I had pulled up into the parking lot to go to my new job, and I noticed nobody was at work. So after about 30 minutes, I called my boss up and I said, hey John, what's going on? He said, we're not working today, Clint. We have off on Good Friday. So it's springtime. I'm thinking, well, if I'm not working, what's the best thing to do? Go fishing. Go fishing. So I called my good buddy, Keith, Mr. Wojo, and I said, hey, you want to do some fishing today? He said, I'd love to do some fishing. So we go and we fish. He lives up on a 50-acre lake/pond, and it was cold that morning. And so we start fishing. We pick up a fish here, we pick up a fish there, nothing too big. And then all of a sudden, we come into an area that we like to call the Bass Haven or the Bass Den. Keith slings a Cinco up there, which is like a stick worm, you know, and it settles down. All of a sudden he rears back and the rod tip goes whack, like that. And so it was a big one. And he said, get the net. And so I'm running over to get the net. We still hadn't seen it. And you know those fish, when they stay down low, you know they got shoulders on them. Anyway, so it comes up and goes airborne, and it's a giant. It's a giant. So it got a little bit crazy, but I got the net under, I scooped her up, we got her up, put her on the scale, a little shy of 9 pounds. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it a 9-pounder. big old bass, beautiful, fat belly, beautiful colors. And so we took a few pictures and high-fived and got to shaking. You know, you start shaking when you get around them big bass, at least I do. And so anyway, not 3 casts later, after we put the old big girl back in, I throw my bait in the same exact spot, a little bit to the right, and I'll tell you, here goes my rod tip. Whack! Down. And it's another giant. And this one, we got it, and it was a major fight, went out, went airborne, completely airborne. And this looked to be about the same size as Keith's 9-pounder. And so I'm freaking out and thinking, don't get off, don't get off, don't get off. It didn't get off. Keith missed her the first time with the net. Second time he scooped her up, we put her on a scale 7.5 pounds, 7.5. So there's a 9-pounder and a 7.5 pounder in a matter of 3 minutes. And so I remember one thing about my bass, she had a dead eye. One eye was dead, glazed over. Kind of scared me, a little spooky looking. So that was an unbelievable morning. I mean, we held them up, you know, shaking. You know how big bass, you know, you get around them, you just start shaking. And so that is the story of how Good Friday turned into a great Friday, because we had a dynamite day bass fishing. Ooh. It's on there, isn't it? Goodness.
I think I caught the littlest one out of the bunch there.
That's okay. Get it.
That's a little Kentucky.
Little Kentucky there.
They're not scared of anything.
Now show me how it's different from other spotted bass. I mean,
they look a lot like other spotted bass.
Yeah.
Of course, the spot's got the little tooth patch on the
Right, the
top.
tooth patch.
The jaw doesn't come past the eye.
Yeah.
Right here. But they look a lot like the other ones, but the cooses, they're a lot longer.
They get longer, get bigger. Yeah. There you go. He wanted it. He wanted it. So Rod, you let him have it. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you right now, if I caught a 10-pounder today, I give you a man hug like you ain't never had. Bear hug / man hug. God. Now, Roger, you've never seen my angler stretching video, have you?
No.
Talks about stretching it out, working it out before you go hit the water. No, it's serious business, you know. You may have to do some push-ups, may have to do some net swoops.
Net swoops.
Yeah, burn the bait caster to get that wrist all loosed up. So, cause it's a battle. It's a battle. Like I was telling you, like any athlete, you gotta be properly stressed out. There you go.
There we go.
Where'd it go? There it is. He ain't that big of a guy, but felt good. Put that little bit bigger worm on there. I thought I would take it. Put that little bigger worm on there. He wanted it. Look at that hook set. Right at the top of the mouth. Roger, that went through his nose hole. You think he's gonna have a tough time smelling stuff? Jeez, right in the nose hole. Whew. Okay, we'll take it. Put that thing right there. Torpedo. There he goes. All right.
Yeah. There we go.
That feels like a little bit better fish. May not be, but.
Got some spots in there that are strong.
Woo! Come on out, baby. He went airborne. There's bad. Yeah, there you go.
Put it on the shelf. Oh, he's barely hooked under the jaw.
Yeah, he is.
There
Look,
we go.
woo! Oh, we'll take it. Barely hooked. He took my worm again. I'll take that though. Got a little backward slipping action going on here. There we go. I mean, he ain't real big, but he's heavy.
They're heavy.
He's
Yeah,
heavy.
they'll fool you how much they weigh.
He's heavy. Got heavy bones in this, you know. They talk about big bones. That bass is big bone. Look at that. Give him a little kiss right there on top of his head. Let him go do his thing. There you go, buddy. I had to put my rally cap on. Put my hat turned around backwards with the rally cap. See if that works. Yeah, I had to resort to the rally cap, and when you're fishing, you sometimes have to do strange and funny things to keep your mind into it, and who knows, you know, it may fire up the fish. So yeah, I did the rally cap, and I'm not, you know, I'm not ashamed of that or anything because I think it worked. Because pretty much soon after that, Rogie caught a fish. That cramp out, I can't stretch. Look at him. Look at him. Oh God, that's a good one. Get in the boat. And so it, I mean, there you go, proof's in the pudding right there. It worked. In the nose hole. Nice, Rogie. We'd fish jigs and we'd fish shaky head worms. We'd fish some, you know, soft plastics and stuff. But Rogie had tied on a swim bait for me because he had caught some good fish off a swim bait. The swim bait fishing is it's pretty cool. It's a fun way to fish. You're not going to load the boat with them, but usually when you catch one on a swim bait, it's going to be a pretty good one. It's going to have some shoulder pads on it. Time to put the rally cap back on. That worked a while ago. So he rigged this swim bait up for me, tied it on, and it was one of those deals where he got into a spot, told me to throw it right there at that angle, let it sink. It had a heavy lead head on it, so it sank fast. And then just bring it through the school of fish that we had already marked on his depth finder, on his electronics. And so, and just like clockwork, I mean, I was pulling it through there and they just hammered it.
Got him?
Yep.
There we go.
Coming up, I think. I'm gonna skirt him. Come across the top. Oh! Oh, there we go. He got a big old head. About got him in his eyeball. There you go, Rogie. I'll take you out. Yeah, that hook, once you get that hook in him, eh?
Yeah.
Oh! Oh. He's chunky though, like you say. He's
Going after that big old swim bait.
yeah, he wants to get bigger. Woo! That fired me up. That ain't swim bait bite. God.
There we go. There's a big something.
You just made my day. You've made my day already, Rogie, but made it even better. Dang, Rogie, look at that thing. Good grief. I'm a small water guy, I'm a pond guy. You know, I'm used to seeing that falling down tree and casting to it, or that, you know, log over there, or that stump, you know, structure that you can see, you know, with the naked eye there. Lake Chickamauga is not like that. Rogie relies heavily on his electronics and he's awful good at it. I mean, we would cruise over a spot and to the naked eye here, you're looking out and it's just water, you know, it's just water. But underneath there, where his electronics, you know, picked up on what there is, it's a ledge. There's a lot of good fishing up there. Ledge bite is what they call. You know, those fish will stack up on that ledge, sometimes on top of the ledge, sometimes down in the ledge. But if he saw something he didn't like, we'd move on to the next spot. I mean, he's not going to waste time. And it was really impressive just to watch him watch his screen. God, look at him. There we go. That feels like pretty good. Look at him. Well, that was way out there, wasn't it?
He's pretty good ways out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fish.
that is a good fish. Look at the belly on that fish. Golly,
Good.
look at that belly. Woo! Eating good
Eating good.
in the neighborhood. He's been eating at Applebee's. Later in the day, Rogie hooked a big fish.
There we go. There's a big something.
And about 10 seconds into the fight, he could tell that it was a catfish. That's a cat. Seen a catfish?
catfish, you can tell the difference between a catfish and a bass, how they fight. And this thing was rolling, you know, trying to like a death roll, like alligators, if you will. But he got this thing up to the boat, and God, it was big.
Look at that thing. Good grief.
I said, what do you want me to do with it? He said, just throw it in the boat. So it was just laying there, you know, grunting.
Look at that, Jake.
And I think it was calling Rogie a
Look
bad
at him
name
grunting
and
at me.
catfish
Keep
like that.
grunting.
But that thing's belly was, God, it was big. And he just held it up. And
Look at
Belly
that,
on that
Joker.
thing.
That is a fat tater right there. God.
I was real fired up about it. I got real excited.
That was awesome. God, that thing was, he was grunting at you.
Rogie, you know, was a little upset that it wasn't a bass, but I'm very thankful and grateful that he caught that big blue catfish.
You just made my day. You've made my day already, Roger, but just made it even better.
One thing that's kind of neat about Rogie is, you know, beforehand, me and him had never met before. You know, we talked on the phone and emailed a little bit, but that's what the beauty of fishing and hunting in the outdoors is because it brings people together, you know, and now we've met one time when we fished and we got a bond that's just tight. You know, tight like nap booty. You know, he could call me up and say, hey, can you help me out down there in Georgia with this or that? And I'd say, yeah, absolutely I can. Or if I say, hey, I need some help up there, or I'm coming up there, can you show me around? He'd absolutely do it. And so that's the beauty of the outdoors and how it brings people together with common interest. And I'm forever grateful for Rogie, you know, having me on his boat that day. And I consider him a friend for life.
Spend a day with me and you'll see that I'm just a little country fried. There ain't nothing wrong at all with being just a little